Principal Lucas, Tech Principal Mr. Wood, Assistant Principals Mr. Dobrowski and Ms. Joseph, NHS Advisor Ms. Pease, Keynote Speaker Mr. Paul Metcalf, students, parents, family, and friends. Welcome to the 2019 National Honor Society Induction Ceremony. I want to start by congratulating all of our new inductees. Becoming a member of the NHS is a significant accomplishment. I also want to thank the inductees' parents, families, and friends for being here tonight in support of this achievement. Before I turn over the microphone to our guest speakers, I would like to mention a few things about the National Honor Society. To become a member of NHS, you need to be a good student. However, membership in this organization entails much more than that. Community, service, leadership, and character are integral parts of the National Honor Society. With this in mind, please remember that the time is now for you to step up as leaders in the school and community. A large part of this can be accomplished by participating actively in the National Honor Society. Now, without further ado, it is my honor to introduce our principal, Mr. Lucas.
Thank you, Tommy. Inductees tonight, congratulations. You've worked hard. You deserve to be here. We are very proud of you. This is a wonderful evening to enjoy with your families. Congratulations, families. Students, it doesn't happen by accident, so make sure you appreciate and show that tonight to your families. Before we move on, can we give the old board that's leading? They did a great job leading us this year in our school. Well done. Great group of kids. The new board has some big shoes to fill, and the new board that challenges the Quiz Bowl team from NHS went undefeated this year. So you've got some competition. You got to fill those shoes. We love that trophy, so congratulations. Excited to work with our new board. You're a great group of kids, and I know you'll do well. For our new NHS students, it is important that you represent us in the classroom every single day, that you share your love of academics and your desire to learn, and that spreads to your peers, and that spreads through our hallways. That is your responsibility when you become a member of NHS, besides the pillars and all the activities you're going to have to do. Every day, we want you to be a shining star in every single class that you're in, and making academics a priority. That's why we have this wonderful school. That's why you're here. So not only you take advantage of that and grow relationships with more students, and they become aware of that passion, and they become serious students. That is the great challenge. We want a school full of challenged, curious learners who want to get the best education possible for their future. Make sure you do that. Your tone is incredibly impactful, whether it's the classroom, the school, or our school community. You guys do wonderful community service projects and impact this community at many levels. Get ready for that. It's a great responsibility. It's something you should enjoy, take on, and fulfill every single day you're a member of NHS. Martin Luther King said that the function of education is to teach one to think intensively and to think critically. Intelligence plus character, that is the goal of true education, by Martin Luther King. I think that fits very well for NHS's motto. I have two tasks for our new inductees tonight. You have two things you need to do after you're inducted. Tonight you need to thank someone from your family for supporting you, for making a difference in your life so that you got here. Can be anybody, brother, sister, mom, dad, guardian, whatever, uncle, whatever. Tomorrow I want you to thank a teacher. Can be anybody. Could be your 3rd grade teacher, could be your 7th grade teacher, could be your 10th grade teacher, your 9th grade teacher. Two tasks: thank a family member, show appreciation, and thank a teacher that made a difference with you. You can email them if they're not in this building. Okay, make sure you do those two things. That's your first assignment. We could not be more proud of you. I hope this is a wonderful experience and you take advantage of all your academic opportunities here. Our expectation is that you're going to strive to challenge yourself in every single academic discipline as much as you can. If you think you can do honors, do honors. If you think you can do AP, do AP. As much as you can and still be a healthy, balanced, mindful child. Okay? Thank you. Congratulations again, and have a wonderful evening.
Thank you, Mr. Lucas. Now, I would like to introduce our NHS advisor, Mrs. Kristen Pease.
I'd like to thank everyone for coming tonight. I'd first like to congratulate the inductees, echoing on what Mr. Lucas just said. It's a great honor, and all of you have worked very hard to be here, and I'm looking forward to working with you. I would like to thank the families for helping their child get to this point. I would also like to thank the staff here at Tantasqua, including our admin, for supporting you and helping you to get to this point as well. I would like to thank Mr. Metcalf for being here tonight. As many of you may already know, Mr. Metcalf is retiring this year. He's had a huge impact on the Tantasqua community, and I will miss him. I'm sure many of you will as well. I'd like to thank my current e-board for their help this year. This was my first year doing NHS. It was a huge learning curve, and they helped me many, many times. I would also like to thank my new e-board, who has already shown initiative and drive to be active members of NHS, which is wonderful. Last but not least, I'd like to thank Mr. Robert Jefferson for his help and guidance and support throughout the year. He was the previous NHS advisor. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Pease. Finally, it is my pleasure to introduce our keynote speaker, Mr. Paul Metcalf, who will deliver tonight's address.
I'm pleased to be invited to speak with you tonight, members of National Honor Society, this year's inductees, your family, friends, and teachers and administrators. For you to be part of NHS, someone recognized in you attributes of scholarship, service, character, your potential for leadership. To be recognized in this way is a distinct honor, as it is an honor for me to be here with you. So here we are celebrating membership in National Honor Society. What does it mean? Do you look forward to volunteering service to our community through society-sponsored projects? Do you hope to achieve worthwhile goals as part of the NHS team? For weeks, I've looked forward to your being inducted tonight into the National Honor Society. I've wondered what an induction ceremony would involve. Tonight, will we learn the Society's secret handshake? How do we begin? Of course, the secret handshake would start with a basic introduction, a fist bump or a wave. Add a move that requires each person to alternate, take turns. Make some noise when practicing that secret handshake. Clap hands, use your voice, or snap your fingers. Move on to the body movement, a body wave or a dance solo. Switch positions. A part of secret handshakes is showing how in sync you are with the other. Finish everything with a casual move to show how easy the process was for you. Oh, there's not time to learn the Society's handshake right now? Maybe we can come back to the handshake a little later. 50 years ago, I was inducted into my high school's chapter of the National Honor Society. I have with me the NHS pin and the box I received it in when I was 16. Tonight's an ideal occasion to unwrap it and wear it for the first time. When I was in high school, somebody recognized strengths that as a teenager I may not have even known. Certainly public speaking was not one of them. My high school speech teacher had advised me to hang it up. I couldn't read my notes. My hand shook so bad when addressing an audience. And honestly, it's not much better tonight. When I was inducted into the National Honor Society, I was invited to join because someone expressed their faith in me, which is not to say that they thought I was or should strive to be perfect. Me, perfect? I'm not proud to admit that just 3 years later I cast my vote to re-elect Richard Nixon for president. By sponsoring me for NHS, someone was encouraging me to continue to develop in a positive direction. They encouraged me to work with others, to share my talents and interests, to serve others who are not so privileged or challenged to do for themselves. I appreciate how those who encouraged and guided me did so selflessly. Viewed through the lens of time, I recognize the influence of gestures and kindnesses in my past I probably took for granted when I was young. Sources of support that really helped prepare me for the road ahead. I trained to be an educator as well as an artist and designer. I spent 35 years teaching in classrooms, 10 more working in industry. The most rewarding of achievements were collaborations when our minds joined to develop a product or service which might enhance someone's life experience. I taught immigrant children who didn't speak or understand English. I taught elementary school and high school. I did illustration and design work for Houghton Mifflin and other publishers. I designed marketing and in-house communications for Raytheon and high-tech companies along Route 128. I mean to say I've done a lot of things. But the highlight of my career is among the earliest of those collaborations when I worked with a classroom teacher whose students were a combination of first and second graders. And aside, the woman with the curly hair there became my wife. She was the music teacher at the elementary school where I taught. Really, it's a caricature of her. Through LinkedIn a couple of years ago, I received a message from a resident of Framingham who asked if I taught art at his elementary school in the mid-1970s. He wanted to give me an update on how his classmates have stayed in touch through the years, and he expressed appreciation for a project we shared back then. His classroom teacher proposed that she and I design a yearbook for her students. Each student was given their own page. The student would dictate to their teacher what they loved to do best at that stage in their life, and she recorded their words in lovely hand lettering. The student drew a picture of themselves engaged in their favorite activity and wrote their signature as they were able to do at 5 or 6 years old. Then one by one, each student sat opposite me, both of us in those tiny children's chairs, my knees almost touching my shoulders, at a very close to the ground activity table for me to draw their portrait. All those pieces were assembled on a page and printed and bound into a book that was distributed to each of the children with their classmates' contributions. To hear from one of those children now in their 40s with a family of their own, and to have him describe the yearbook as something he and his classmates found meaningful, for however mundane that may seem to you, his expression of appreciation for what his classroom teacher and I did for him and his young classmates, that represents the peak of my professional career. In 1975, I did not know we'd be meeting here tonight. I did not know I would devote my career to teaching. Do you too see life as a journey? Along my path, there have been times when individuals from the very beginning to today supported and guided me. Our neighbor, a farmer, donated the unprinted back pages of leftover agricultural newsletters, a limitless supply of drawing paper for this toddler to fill with his artwork. My first grade teacher let me draw at my desk after I finished my regular assignments, and on and on. This is not idle sentimentality. Early expressions of faith in me I would recall in adulthood during difficult periods of self-doubt. I don't feel it lightly that someone cared and that they let me know. My hope for you is that someone's expression of faith in you tonight will be one of many you'll experience in your lifetime. And then as an extension of the honor you've received here, I wish you opportunities to provide your support and encouragement in kind to others, helping them navigate their individual life's path. Now, how about that Honor Society handshake? Congratulations on your induction into the National Honor Society. Demonstrations of support and encouragement take forms of all manners of handshakes. The handshake that gives selflessly. The handshake that expresses empathy. The hand that gives support and encouragement to a growing child. The hand that nurtures. The hand that recognizes the elderly. The hand that protects the earth. The hand that protects life in all its forms. Our handshakes will take on many meanings yet to be revealed. Well, we've run out of time to practice the Society's secret handshake tonight. I bet you'll have opportunities to initiate meaningful handshakes on countless occasions along your life's path. I want to give a call out to Leah Crowns for the quote. Thank you, Leah. And thank you for sharing this occasion, your special evening with me.
Please join me once again in thanking all of our wonderful speakers. At this time, it is my pleasure to introduce the current NHS Executive Board, who will speak to you about the cornerstones of the National Honor Society: service, commitment, integrity, scholarship, and leadership. They will explain that each component of the NHS is of equal importance. So to begin, I would like to introduce our NHS parliamentarian, Isabella Chung.
Thank you, Tommy, and good evening, everyone. I'm Isabella Unchuk, and tonight I stand here to talk to you about integrity. What comes to mind when you think of integrity? Is it honesty? Is it about your morals? Honestly, I think it can be interpreted in both ways. Integrity is a trait people should fight for, strive for. Integrity is a characteristic which only you can give yourself. Ask yourself if you portray yourself honestly to those around you. Do you follow through with your commitments? Or do you turn your back on something the minute no one's looking? People with integrity stand in their own 2 feet with conviction and live up to their expectations. To all the new inductees sitting in front of me, congratulations on being accepted. Being a part of the National Honor Society is something to be proud of. But just know that there is work involved. There is an underlying understanding that you have integrity for just being here. Just don't lose sight of it. We are here to help people and better the community. So with this induction, keep in mind that having integrity means that you don't just participate to finish requirements, but to live up to the duty of being an NHS member. I wish you the best of luck in your years to come and congratulate you once again. Thank you. I would now like to introduce our historian, Nicholas Shulo, who will be speaking on service.
Thank you, Isabella. Community service is part of National Honor Society's core. Service opportunities allow for students to build skills in communication, leadership, time management, and professionalism, all while connecting to the greater community surrounding Tantasqua. Often students can feel frustrated trying to balance academics with sports and extracurriculars, but taking the time to invest yourself into helping the community is incredibly rewarding. There are so many opportunities and possibilities that everyone can find a way to serve our community and truly enjoy it. While attending school, students can feel as though they have tunnel vision, but opening your eyes to the greater community allows students to go outside their comfort zones and grow as young adults through new experiences. Congratulations to all the new inductees, and I hope for you to find yourself motivated to exceed expectations with community service. Thank you. Now I'd like to introduce our treasurer, Logan McCarthy, speaking about commitment.
Good evening. I'm Logan McCarthy, the current treasurer of National Honor Society. Tonight I will be speaking on the topic of commitment. Commitment is a very crucial element that is integrated into the framework of NHS. It allows our members to stay devoted to such an important ideology in order to be successful in achieving goals for both ourselves and our community. Exercising this way of life and utilizing its impact forces us not to only be great NHS members, but great people too. We are committed to our school, our community, our friends, and our family. Responsibility comes with our commitments, and we owe it to ourselves and others to uphold these responsibilities. Commitment is key. Thank you for your time, and congrats to the new inductees. I would now like to introduce Chris Famular.
Hello everyone. The character trait that I'm going to talk about tonight is leadership. When most people think of a leader, they imagine that one person that stands up when no one else will and guides everyone in the right direction. Most people believe that they can never be a leader, whether it's because they're too shy or indecisive, or they just do not feel that others will follow their directions. In my opinion, a leader is not just someone who stands up to be the voice of the group and make all the decisions. A leader is someone who is willing to do the right thing, whether it benefits himself or not. Anyone who is willing to sacrifice their wants and needs to do what is right and help others is a person who possesses the quality of leadership. This quality of true leadership is something that I know all National Honor Society members possess. It's something that I hope that all the new inductees can find inside themselves in order to drive the efforts that will make our school and community a better place. Thank you. Now our Vice President, Connor Rich, is going to speak about scholarship.
Hello, I'm Connor Rich, and over this past year I've had the pleasure of serving as the Vice President of National Honor Society. I'd like to congratulate all the inductees and their families here tonight. You should be very proud of your accomplishments. I would also like to thank my fellow board members, and most importantly Ms. Pease, who has ensured a successful year for the organization. When most people think of scholarship, they associate it with money and grants, especially as they navigate the college application process. But that's not the type of scholarship I'm here to talk about today. I'm here to talk about the importance of academic perseverance and proficiency as it relates to National Honor Society. You certainly all prove yourselves as students. That's why you're sitting here in front of me today. Achieving scholarship is hard work. You've made academic achievement a priority by tuning out the noise. Many of you may be involved in team sports, theater, or have a job. There's a huge time management involved here. Now it's time for you to continue to excel for the rest of your high school career. The end comes quicker than you can imagine. Every day, you all should look to push yourself even harder than the last, because your success will help better this world. Every day, you must set examples for your peers to drive themselves academically as well. Collaboratively, motivation to display scholarship will foster a successful learning community. So, do your work, do it right, and aim for your own personal academic success. This will transcend into the academic lives of all of the students, which is what NHS is all about. But remember, a GPA is just a number. It's what you do with that GPA that matters. As Albert Einstein once said, never give up on what you really want to do. The person with the big dreams is more powerful than the one with all the facts. Again, I'd like to give one last thanks to everyone who has assisted me during my year as Vice President. I've learned quite a lot about scholarship and community. Thank you.
Please join me once again in thanking all of our wonderful e-board members. I now ask the new inductees to please stand as I read off their names. Please hold your applause until after all names are read. Emily Anderson, Maxwell Ballou, Esau Bernstein, Joseph Berthew, Eric Bedritsky, Caitlin Boone, Cadence Boyce, Christina Calianga, Alexis Carson, Gabriella Serby, Henry Cipro, Jordan Clark, Jennifer Collins, Colby Constantine, Michael Crosby, Elias Courier, Camden Davis, Carol DeRose, Louis Deasy, Anthony DeRuza, Nina Ellison, Ethan Arrow, Grace Farland, Courtney Farrell, Elena Fitzpatrick, Emily Fritz, Noah Galane, Megan Genoway, Lauren Glennon, Mary Godek, Jillian Gore, Jillian Goyette, Jonah Green, Madison Griffin, Genesis Hernandez, Cooper Hurd, Kylie Inflerath, Brandon Jarzabski, Matthew Jolly, Reagan Jones, Cassandra Knight, Leah Kranz, Simone LaPlante, Sydney Leanna, Evelyn Leno, Tyler Locke, Michael Lucas, Alex Majewski, Jonathan Marcucci, Ainsley Moss, Aaron McCarthy, Kaylee McCleary, Lorenzo Mercado, Brendan Metz, Caitlin Mills, Ian Morrell, Nicole Morris, Alexandra Roddick, Emma O'Coin, Olivia Olson, Theodora Ambueke, Aiden Osimo, Isabella Pabon, William Pazinski, Andrew Rodot, Evan Raymond, Troy Reed, Brendan Rodriguez, Olivia Roy, Rebecca Schultz, Daniel Sickenberger, Morgan Smith, Jason Snyder, Gabrielle Stone, Tim Tuddell, Rebecca Turley, Alexa Umanzer, Ainsley Way, Elena Weissman, Ava Wengender. Will the inductees kindly step forward? I now ask the new inductees to partake in the light of the National Honor Society.
I give this light to you, so may you give this light to others.
As I give this light to you, so may you give this light to others. As I give this light to you, so may you give this light to others. As I give this light to you, so may you give this light to others. This light to you, so may you give this light to others. As I give this light to you, so may you give this light to others. As I give this light to you, so may you give this light to others. As I give this light to you, so may you give this light to others. As I give this light to you, so may you give this light to others. As I give this light to you, so may you give this light to others. As I give this light to you, so may you give this light to others. As I give this light to you, so may you give this light to others. As I give this light to you, so may you give this light to others. As I give this light to you, so may you give this light to others. As I give this light to you, so may you give this light to others. As I give this light to you, so may you give this light to others. As I give this light to you, so may you give this light to others. As I give this light to you, so may you give this light to others. As I give this light to you, so may you give this light to others. As I give this light to you, so may you give this light to others. As I give this light to you, so may you give this light to others. As I give this light to you, so may you give this light to others. As I give this light to you, so may you give
As I give this light to you, so may you give this light to others.
Give this light to you.
As I give this light to you, so you may give this light to others.
As I give this light to you, may you give this light to others.
I give this light to you, someone will give this light to others. As I give this light to you, so will you give this light to others.
As I give this light to you, so will you give this light to others.
As I give this light to you, so will you give this light to others. As I give this light to you, so will you give this light to others. As I give this light to you, so may you give this light to others. As I give this light to you, so may you give this light to others. As I give this light to you, so may you give this light to others. As I give this light to you, so may you give this light to others. As I give this light to you, so may you give this light to others. As I give this light to you, so may you give As I give this light to you, so you may give this light to others. I give this light to you, so may you give this light to others. As I give this light to you, so may you give this light to others. As I give this light to you, so may you give this light to others. As I give this light to you,
As I give this light to you, so may you give this light to others.
as I give this light to you, so may you give this light to others. As I give this light to you, so you may give this light to others. As I give you this light, so may you give this light to others.
Will the current members and new inductees please repeat the National Honor Society pledge after me? I pledge myself to uphold the high purposes of the National Honor Society,
the high purposes of the National Honor Society,
for which I have been selected.
to which I have been selected.
I will be true to the principles
I will be true to the principles
for which it stands.
for which it stands.
I will be loyal to my school
I will be loyal to my school
and will maintain and encourage high standards
and will maintain and encourage high standards
of scholarship, leadership, service, and character.
of scholarship, leadership, service, and character.
Congratulations to the 2019 inductees of the Tantasqua chapter of the National Honor Society. Please put out your candle and return to your seat. Thank you. I would like to ask Ms. Pease to come to the podium for the introduction of the new Executive Board members.
Can I have the following juniors please stand? Cole Warren, Addison Elthorpe, Amber Littell, Jack LaFond, Rose Pecci, Serena Chison. Cole Warren, will you please step forward? Cole Warren, do you promise to uphold the responsibilities of the position of parliamentarian?
I do.
Addison Elthorpe, will you please step forward? Addison Elthorpe, do you promise to uphold the responsibilities of the position of historian? Amber Littell, will you please step forward? Amber Littell, do you promise to uphold the responsibilities of treasurer?
I do.
Jack LaFond, will you please step forward? Jack LaFond, do you promise to uphold the responsibilities of secretary? Rose Pecci, will you please step forward? Rose Pecci, do you promise to uphold the responsibilities of the office of Vice President? Serena Chasen, will you please step forward? Serena Chasen, do you promise to uphold the responsibilities of the office of President? Good evening, everyone. My name is Serena Chason, and I am so pleased to be with you all tonight. It is truly an honor to be speaking on behalf of such an incredible organization, and I am proud to have the opportunity to do so. First, I'd like to thank Ms. Pease for all of the hard work that she has put into National Honor Society this year. This was her first year supervising NHS, and we wouldn't be here tonight if it wasn't for the countless hours that she has dedicated to improve the society and help the community. I would also like to thank this year's officers for guiding us through our NHS journey and showing us what good leadership looks like. You have taught us a lot, and I know that the newly elected officers and I will try our best to lead with the same care and dedication that you have all demonstrated. Thank you for everything you've done for us this past year. Before I welcome the new members, I'd like to congratulate the upcoming officers on their new positions. You have all worked so hard to obtain these titles, and I'm very fortunate to be able to work with each and every one of you. I'm looking forward to accomplishing great things next year. Most importantly, I would like to congratulate all of the new inductees on their well-deserved success. Acceptance into National Honor Society is a huge achievement, and you should all be proud of the steps you have taken to get here. You have earned this position by proving your academic prowess, by contributing to the community, and by being overall good leaders. Remember that acceptance to this organization is not just another line on your college applications. The lessons that you will learn as a member of this society will benefit you in the future. I'm looking forward to being able to work with all of you next year, and I hope that we can make a difference in our community. Lastly, I would like to thank everyone for coming out tonight. We greatly appreciate your support, and many of us wouldn't be here without it. I'd like to ask you all to please join us in the foyer for refreshments after all of the new members exit, and I request that all of the new members sign the membership book before leaving. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your night. I just want to make a quick announcement. I know that we ran out of pamphlets. I underestimated the amount we would need. If you would like one as a memento or a keepsake, please have your child come see me in my room on Friday. I will print some more. Okay? Just wanted to let everyone know that in case you wanted one. Thank you. Thank you for coming.